All right, passengers, HiJack Episode 3's ending is a wild cliffhanger full of tension and uncertainty, almost as much uncertainty as Episode 3's arrival, because I didn't even know this was dropping on Apple TV+. Maybe it was early, I don't know. I guess I didn't hear the announcement over the airport speakers. Either way, we're going to be breaking down everything in this latest episode, pointing out some small details you may have missed, theories about the bigger picture, along with our reaction and review, because this is by far the most tense episode yet. So please like and subscribe to ensure your weekly ticket on JBuck Airlines for the smoothest journey, but spoiler turbulence are inbound. Otherwise, thank you so much for clicking this. Please keep those seatbelts fastened as we fly into Episode 3 of HiJack. The main objective of this episode is determining whether or not the bullets the hijackers have are blanks or not. This is because of the gentleman behind Sam and Hugo has 30 years of experience in the Egyptian military and believes that the guns that they possess are fakes. The added wrinkle to support this is also one of the hijackers squeezing the trigger like it's nothing and would easier explain how now the guns were smuggled through security. So this drives Sam and the others to get a message back to business class asking the field hockey girls the type of bullet that they found in the restroom back in episode 1, and this would determine if they were blanks or not. This is done by drawing 2 bullets and having the girls physically acknowledge which one they found in the bathroom, which is all a clever tie-in to the episode's title of Draw a Blank. Of course, literally drawing a blank, but also metaphorically what the passengers should do and what ground action should be made. This leads to them discovering that yes, the bullets are fakes, which gives Sam and the others pieces of information to get the upper hand over the hijackers. But at the end of this episode, during all of the chaos, it is revealed that yes, they are blanks, but Stuart also has real bullets, of which he switches out. I'll get into this a little bit later, but I wanted to set the stage for this episode. The ground investigation may be the biggest mystery at this point, because upon going through the plane's manifest, only one person of interest, John T. Collins, alerted a red flag solely because of his past record. But when passed on to Daniel, which wasn't supposed to be done, there's definitely something sketchy between Rashida and Daniel. But it's revealed that the 5 hijackers used fake names not appearing in any national databases, but somehow the passports were valid. So they know what the hijackers look like, but not their real identities yet. This again makes me think that there's someone higher up, more powerful, is pulling the strings to all of this, potentially some sort of investment or trade or banking thing. Because we know Sam is involved in that kind of stuff. Alec, who I kind of suspected from episode 1, has a count of VAT fraud, basically tax fraud, on his record. And on Rashida's computer, there's an email from PNC, which is a massive bank based in the US. So maybe some sort of financial dealings are at the core of this, with Rashida and Daniel actually being involved. Because the two of them, there's just some sort of sketchiness between them and their conversations. More evidence to fuel this theory is that when Stuart turns on the Wi-Fi and calls whoever he was supposed to at the 2-hour and 30-minute mark, when the plan was originally supposed to kick into action, Stuart and Jamie are a bit caught off guard that there was a voicemail message rather than an actual person on the other side of the line. Especially with him saying that it's now their move, something tells me that he's just a portion of a much bigger plan. Heck, they could all be a setup. They didn't know this, but now seeing that not everything is as it seems. They don't necessarily feel like, quote, bad guys, with Stuart allowing the water, hesitant about, getting the real bullets, and the discovery of the voicemail. Meaning the shot at the end of this episode could severely spiral the hijackers onto another path that they originally didn't plan for and actually fracture the 5 of them. On the ground, luckily, Alice seems to be the most observant air traffic controller because she mentions if a pilot forms a subtle zigzagging pattern along their actual predetermined flight path, then this is usually a red flag as to something is happening on board. We know last week pilot Robin switched the flight's heading by 3 degrees, and here he switched it back because Stuart was informed that the plane was about 12 miles off course, but rather than going back to the original 3 degrees, he overcorrected, making that zigzagging pattern. No doubt the ground knows that something is amiss, but it's almost like Alice and the others may be going against Detective Rashida and Daniel, as they also have other motives or something we don't know. I guess if you have any theories on those two or something else, I'd love to hear them in the comments. Now, one of the interesting things we discover is Marcia's job interview that she was going off to is giving a lecture at a local university over an introduction to the physics of quantum mechanics. So we can infer that yes, she is one heck of a smarty pants, but the theory she first discusses is Schrodinger's cat. This is a super interesting quantum mechanics theory devised by physicist Erwin Schrödinger back in 1935, which revolves around a cat being placed in a box. While the cat is in the box, we cannot see it.
What's in the box?
It is theoretically, though, both alive and dead at the same time.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
A paradox of quantum superposition, where more than one thing could be true, and the only way to fully determine the status of the cat is to look in the box, and you witnessing therefore gives the concrete answer. Again, a very basic level of looking at quantum mechanics, but this concept is flowing through several events in this episode. First is illustrated by Marcia's lecture, but then when we see her son has kind of suspicions of her relationship with Daniel, opening up the bedside table to find Magnum condoms, so not only does he now have a definite answer, but he knows that my man Daniel is packing.
Just say when. Just say, seriously? Are you serious?
This concept is also inferred by the hijacked plane, as during Marcia's lecture, we're shown passengers of flight KA-29, alluding to the ground that they may think everything is alright, while in reality it is not. But they don't know until they fully witness it. Same with the bullet at the center of this episode. The guns and bullets are theoretically both real and fake at the same time. It is only determined once they know if the bullet that they found in the bathroom was a real bullet or rather a blank. Once the information had been passed back from the field hockey girl back up to Sam, that was the way that they finally revealed that they are blanks and action could be taken. However, as we know from Stuart at the end of this episode, yes, the original bullets were blanks. The field hockey girls and Arthur were correct, but real bullets were brought on board too, which completely shakes up things even more, especially with the final examples of Schrödinger's cat. The final shot we hear, but only see the outside of the plane as the episode ends. I absolutely love the way this ends, tying in with the theory because there are dozens of ways this could play out, but also the cliffhanger that we're ultimately not going to know until episode 4. But let's reel it back, let's have a little bit of fun and put our theory hats on and figure out what actually happened. Now, the plane is chaotic at this point. Sam and Jonty are fending off Terry in the back of the plane. Jaden and Lewis are dealing with Nasir's family and his uncle who needs the insulin. The little girl, who I don't know how she got loose, is just crawling around the aisles. And Stuart now has real bullets in his gun. Sure, the shot could be a blank from Terry to scare everyone, but that would be then him showing his hand and not really accomplish what he wants. Stuart shooting Sam seems a little unlikely because he is the plane's saving grace and would feel weird to kind of incapacitate our main character of this series, and shooting the young girl would be way too dark and honestly pointless. I think the real answer to the flight's Schrödinger's cat gunshot situation falls into the lap of Lewis and the insulin family. We can see the insulin bag being tossed on the ground, with one of them grabbing the tiny scissors from the bag. And as Lewis throws him back into those seats, there's a quick shot of what looks like Lewis being stabbed. He even winces a little bit, so I'm saying that whoever has the scissors are going to go in for another stab, but right at this moment, Stuart's going to step in and takes a shot at them with his real bullets that he loaded up. Again, this is the only solution, I guess, to me that makes sense, that would move this forward and really shake things up in these chaotic events to end this episode. So going into episode 4, Stuart is going to deal with the death of someone, as none of this was supposed to happen. The passengers now know that the hijackers are not messing around, and that Lewis is probably going to be revealed to have been stabbed in this quick instance. I'm sure I'm reaching far here, but the bullets were a big topic of discussion and would be smart to have flipped the script on the passengers, revealing that yes, they do have real bullets. Plus, episode 4's synopsis mentions an injured hijacker, so if not Lewis, then who? As for theories, aside from my predictions of next week's episode playing out in the gunshot, I have a feeling that these 5 hijackers are involved in a much bigger operation, and the plane is solely a distraction. When Stewart called in at the 2-hour and 30-minute mark, he was a bit caught off guard about whoever he had to call and it actually being directed to voicemail. So someone higher up, much more powerful, is definitely pulling the strings. Whoever this is could be also blackmailing the 5 into doing this hijacking, along with Alec, who may have been the guy to actually supply the guns, but not an actual hijacker. Plus, the cleaners at the end of episode 2 at Neela's might be the avenue we should be investigating further. Potentially whoever hired them are supposed to be tying up all of the loose ends. For example, Neela allowing the guns through security. So a higher power with a lot more influence may be behind this, but who and why are the questions. Also, a few commenters from last week suggested that the Cruella de Vil looking lady is somehow in on this too, because why would they move her from first class to business class? Personally, I think this is a misdirect, but let's keep an eye out for her. Anyway, that is everything from episode 3 of HiJack. Honestly, I am loving this series. Another tense and kind of frustrating cliffhanger to end on because I gotta know what happened after that shot. But let me know your thoughts or any sort of theories you have in the comments below. Thank you again for watching through all of this. We'll be back next week with episode 4 breakdown, so please like and subscribe if you haven't. It would be much appreciated. Plus, giveaways are coming very soon, maybe next week, so hopefully stay tuned for more on the JBuck Studios plane. And if you haven't, please check out all of my other social media accounts with my shorts and clips YouTube channel, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, everything. Please and thank you. Otherwise, that is everything I got for you. Much love, stay tuned, and peace out, dudes. Thank you so much.